I mean, just the way it looks, it just looks really stupid. He's supposed to be kind of fancy, and then he's just this big bloated, silly thing. I don't know. It's cartoony. Oh dear. So you can jump to others. I'm just staying here because it's a little faster. There we go. And if you don't hit him like almost right away, he, you know. Now this time you do have to jump. Alright, let's see. But if you don't hit him right away, he like kind of, he just, you know, he hops away. Alright, now here he does that. You just have to watch out for that skip rope or whatever.
Blast it all!
It's easy.
You've beaten me. Well, gloat all you want, Sly Cooper. You're no match for Mugshot, my villainous cohort in Utah. You will see. Mesa City is so well guarded, a snake couldn't slither in without setting off alarms.
Oh, he was eating bees, by the way, making them big.
Raleigh's section of the Thievius Raccoonus held detailed instructions on how to perform my ancestor Ryoichi Cooper's ninja spire jump, a technique he developed while sneaking into the thickly fortified castles of feudal Japan. Finding a way off Raleigh's boat got a little tricky with the untimely arrival of Inspector Fox, who, failing to find me, busted Raleigh and his crew. With the storm machine out of commission, boats found their way back onto the ocean, and the mystery of the Welsh Triangle faded from memory. My gang and I loafed around England for a while, enjoying the pleasant weather, and then headed back home, excited for our next heist.
I took the liberty of pinning your mission map up on the wall. You can use it to warp directly to any levels you've already visited.
That's cool.
We're all set to go to Mesa City.
So yeah, Murray does that, and then if you hit X, well, anyway, let's get going on here now.
We're all set to go to Mesa
Yeah, I know.
City.
It had been a while since I'd been back in the U.S. Next up, the notorious Mugshot. Ruthless muscle of the fiendish thigh. What he lacked in brains, he definitely made up for in brawn. Turns out he wasn't always that way. He grew up as the run of the litter. A neighborhood weakling. The only friends he could turn to were usually found on the big screen. It was there that he spotted his first gangster, and he knew instantly that that's what he wanted to be. He spent the rest of his youth working real hard to get there, fueled on his dreams of great power and respect. With enough perspiration, he realized that dream. He'd become a hard-boiled, street-brawling, tough-as-nails gangster, ensuring that he'd never be kicked on or pushed around again. So he's holed up in Mesa City, huh? I've always wanted to go to that thriving American boom town.
Sly Cooper in Sunset Snake Eyes. It was basically, I always found it kind of weird. It's just like that's not a title. It's just showing what it is. It's a sunset, and then you have those, and it says Snake Eyes. I don't know. Never really put it together, and I was like, it can kind of fit. Sunset Snake Eyes. More talking coming up.
Hey, Sly, I thought you said Mesa City was going to be loud and busy. This looks more like a ghost town.
Something's happened. Where is everyone?
I don't know, but it's starting to give me the creeps. What do you say we take off?
And miss all the fun? Besides, I want to try out that new move I got from Raleigh's section of the Thievius Raccoonus.
You mean the ninja spire jump?
Yeah, do me a favor and read me the instructions again.
To landeth safely upon diminutive points, leapeth lively and presseth the triggering device with the round geometrical object emblazoned upon it.
So, jump and hit the circle button to land on narrow spots.
That's a rough translation.
Oh boy. I wonder though how it would sound if this was multi-platform. I'm not for sure, but I think originally Sly was going to be on the Dreamcast. If the Dreamcast had done better, I think that's what was going to happen. I don't know why I just went back. I'd have to look at it. I know that, I think like, also Crash the Wrath of Cortex was also going to be on Dreamcast. That would have been really weird to see a Crash Bandicoot game on a Sega system. I'm sure someone has a hacked version of it on the Genesis, you know, an unofficial game. But I'm talking about an official licensed game of Crash, like the Wrath of Cortex was also going to be on the Dreamcast. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. But we all know what happened there. Let's see, and let's go this way. But I do wonder how it would sound like with all these Sly Cooper things, if it was like multi-platform. It's like how many words they have to change, like not just saying the controls of the game, but like how he explained it with the round geometrical whatever. You know, if it was like on Xbox as well,
What's with those flashing lights?
The latest in high-tech security. Electronic floor sensors. Step on them and you're a goner.
Nice touch.
They're safe to walk on while flashing, but it also means they're about to switch to a different sector.
So basically, not about that, but you know, it's like if it was on Xbox or something, it'd be like, presseth the, I don't know what they would say, but or if it was on the Dreamcast or whatever, it would just be different, is what I'm trying to say. Alright. Yeah, those basically work the same as the lights. They're just on the ground instead of like above you or beside you or something, you know. Let's see. One up here. And of course, like I said about the blueprint thing, you know, they only work for a certain area, so I can't really find any, you know, you don't really see them highlighted right now. But after this, I'm gonna look up if hold on, if there is a way to do that. Like if the, what I'm trying to say is the blueprints, if they're only at a certain level, or if you know, there is literally only one level that you have to go back to. It really depends though on what you do, but like, there's really only one level you actually have to backtrack in, and like you have to go back, even if you get all the bottles. So that'll be fun. Let's see. Let's get this. Oh yeah, that's the thing. Be sure that no, there's no bottles. Okay, let's see. Let's kill this guard. So technically, if Corey was here, was still doing these games with me more, like with Untitled Team Gaming. He's actually seen me play through this entire game before, so and most of 2. So I mean, he knows about these games. Like most games that I played, he either only vaguely knew about, or he didn't really, you know, or didn't really know anything about it. So, but if he watched me play this, you know, at first he started. Well, I've already mentioned this before, but just in case it's your first playthrough you're watching on this channel. At first he, whenever we played our last game on Untitled Team Gaming, which was, you know, this channel's former name. He started out with Ty, but I was getting a little nervous there. I didn't have any Lucky Charms, and I'll set up the alarm. But he started out with Ty, but I finished it like about halfway through, roughly halfway through it. I finished it because I mentioned this before. He, like, of course, I'm still getting used to doing Let's Play stuff, so I'm not exactly an expert myself. But if I need to backtrack and look for the other bottles. I always forget at least 3 of them. They're always in an area where I don't remember. But anyway, oh shoot, I didn't even know I switched it. But anyway, like, he started out with Ty, and I finished it because I'm a little more used to it by now. And Corey, I like, when it comes to doing Let's Plays, you do have to kind of go on a timed thing. There's a mixture of reasons why you have to play it in a slightly different way, I guess you could say. Yeah, there's the bottles up there. I always forget about this. But it's always like... But, like, you kind of have to... Like I said, play it in a different way, if that makes any sense. Like... I don't know. It's like... but, like, Corey was kind of playing it like... He was sort of playing it like he was just on his own playing it.